In the heart of New York City, amidst the towering skyscrapers and bustling streets, lived Sarah Thompson, a 28-year-old aspiring novelist struggling to make ends meet. She had always dreamed of writing the next great American novel, but reality had other plans. To pay the bills, Sarah found herself working as a rental girlfriend through a discreet app called Companion Connect. One chilly autumn evening, Sarah received a notification for a new client. His name was Michael Chen, a 32-year-old software engineer who needed a date for his company's annual gala. As she scrolled through his profile, Sarah couldn't help but feel a twinge of curiosity. Unlike her usual clients, Michael seemed genuinely shy and reserved. The night of the gala arrived, and Sarah waited nervously outside the Grand Hotel where the event was being held. She smoothed down her elegant black dress, wondering what kind of man Michael would turn out to be. Suddenly, a tall figure approached her, looking equally nervous. "Sarah?" he asked hesitantly. "Yes, that's me," she replied with a warm smile. "You must be Michael." As they entered the ballroom together, Sarah could feel the tension radiating from Michael. She gently squeezed his arm and whispered, "Relax, I've got this. Just follow my lead." Throughout the evening, Sarah played her role perfectly. She laughed at the right moments, engaged in small talk with Michael's colleagues, and even managed to make him feel more at ease. As the night wore on, she found herself genuinely enjoying Michael's company. He was kind, intelligent, and had a dry sense of humor that caught her off guard. When the gala finally came to an end, Michael insisted on walking Sarah to her apartment. As they strolled through the quiet streets of New York, a comfortable silence fell between them. Sarah couldn't help but feel a spark of something real, something beyond the facade of her rental girlfriend persona. At her doorstep, Michael hesitated before speaking. "Sarah, I had a wonderful time tonight. Thank you for making this evening bearable." Sarah felt her heart skip a beat. "I had a great time too, Michael. You're not like my usual clients." As they said their goodbyes, Sarah found herself hoping that this wouldn't be the last time she saw Michael. Little did she know, fate had other plans for them. Over the next few weeks, Sarah couldn't get Michael out of her mind. She found herself checking the app more frequently, hoping to see his name pop up again. But as the days turned into weeks, there was no sign of him. Just as Sarah was about to give up hope, she received an unexpected message. It was Michael, asking if she'd like to meet for coffee, not as a rental girlfriend, but as herself. Sarah's heart raced as she typed out her reply, agreeing to meet him at a quaint little cafe in Greenwich Village. When the day arrived, Sarah felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. As she entered the cafe, she spotted Michael sitting at a corner table, fidgeting with a napkin. Their eyes met and a warm smile spread across his face. "Hi, Sarah," he said, standing up to greet her. "I hope you don't mind that I asked you here. I couldn't stop thinking about you." Sarah felt a blush creep up her cheeks. "I'm glad you did, Michael. To be honest, I couldn't stop thinking about you either." As they sat down and ordered their coffees, the conversation flowed naturally. They talked about their dreams, their fears, and their hopes for the future. Sarah found herself opening up about her writing aspirations, something she rarely shared with anyone. Michael said, his eyes twinkling. "I'd love to read your work someday. I've always admired people who can create entire worlds with just words." Sarah felt a warmth spread through her chest. For the first time in a long time, she felt seen and understood. As their coffee date came to an end, neither of them wanted to leave. They agreed to meet again, this time for dinner at a cozy Italian restaurant in Little Italy. Over the next few months, Sarah and Michael's relationship blossomed. They explored the city together, finding hidden gems and creating memories that were uniquely theirs. Sarah found herself writing more than ever, inspired by the love she had found in the most unexpected place. One evening, as they walked hand in hand through Central Park, Michael turned to Sarah with a serious expression. "Sarah, there's something I need to tell you." Sarah's heart raced, fearing the worst. "What is it?" Michael took a deep breath. I've been offered a job in San Francisco. It's an amazing opportunity, but I don't want to leave you." Sarah felt a mix of emotions wash over her. She was happy for Michael's success, but the thought of him leaving broke her heart. "Michael, that's wonderful news. You should take it." "But what about us?" he asked, his voice filled with concern. Sarah squeezed his hand. "We'll figure it out. Love finds a way, right?" Over the next few weeks, they spent every moment they could together, savoring their time before Michael's departure. On his last night in New York, they stood on the rooftop of Sarah's apartment building, looking out at the city lights. "I have something for you," Michael said, pulling out a small box from his pocket. Inside was a beautiful silver pendant in the shape of a book, to remind you of your dreams and of us. Sarah felt tears welling up in her eyes as Michael fastened the necklace around her neck. "I love it, Michael, and I love you." As they shared a tender kiss under the starlit sky, Sarah knew that this was just the beginning of their story. She had started as a rental girlfriend, but had found something real and beautiful in the process. In the months that followed, Sarah and Michael navigated the challenges of a long-distance relationship. They had daily video calls, sent care packages, and planned visits whenever possible. Sarah threw herself into her writing, using the emotions from their separation to fuel her creativity. 1 year after Michael's move, Sarah received incredible news. Her novel was going to be published. As she shared the excitement with Michael over a video call, he surprised her with news of his own. "I'm coming back to New York," he said, his face beaming. "I've been offered a position that allows me to work remotely. Want to be with you, Sarah. We've spent enough time apart." Overwhelmed with joy, Sarah could barely contain her emotions. "Are you serious, Michael? That's amazing." 2 weeks later, as Sarah stood in the airport waiting for Michael's flight to arrive, she reflected on the journey that had brought them to this moment. From a simple rental agreement to a love that had withstood distance and time, their story was one for the books. As Michael emerged from the gate, their eyes locked, and the world around them seemed to fade away. They ran towards each other, embracing tightly as tears of joy streamed down their faces. "Welcome home," Sarah whispered, her heart full of love and gratitude. Michael pulled back slightly, cupping Sarah's face in his hands. "I am home," he said softly. "Wherever you are, that's my home." As they left the airport hand in hand, ready to start their new chapter together, Sarah realized that sometimes the most beautiful love stories begin in the most unexpected ways. What had started as a simple transaction had blossomed into a love that would last a lifetime. And as for her novel, well, let's just say it drew inspiration from a certain rental girlfriend who found her happily ever after.